Hey there everybody, Kyle Sasser here. It is everyone's favorite time of the month. That's right, market statistics time. These market statistics are for Hillsborough County for January 2024. So you may be asking yourself, the date on this report says December 2023. Why is he calling these the January 2024 numbers? Well, it's because December is the most recent numbers that we can fully assemble and put together. Typically in the real estate world, we divide them into monthly statistics, and then we compare them year to year. So we're not really looking to compare necessarily December to November, although that is something I have been paying attention to the last year or two, just because the market's been a little all over the place. But typically we compare year to year, meaning we compare December 2023 to December 2022. The reason why we do that is because the natural calendar year has an ebb and flow to it when it comes to real estate. A lot of people aren't terribly interested in looking at or buying houses around the holidays, so a lot of times you will see a dip there. The school year is another period of time where people aren't too interested in making moves when school is just about to end or just about to start. So because of that, if you compare October to September or May to June, there will always be a big dip just because the vast majority of people aren't looking to make moves in those months. So that's why we compare year over year. It kind of gives us the broader sense of what the real estate market. The other truth is real estate usually doesn't move that fast price-wise. The last few years have been a little bit of an exception on that note, but generally speaking, prices don't usually move that much. So I'd like to take you back to a previous math class and explain the difference between average and median sales prices. So average sales price is you take the number of homes that have sold, you add up all those prices, you divide it by the total number of homes sold, that gives you the average. Median sales price is a little bit different. Median sales price is, let's say that you have 20 homes that sold. The median is the point at which there are 10 homes that sold for more and 10 homes that sold for less. It's a little bit different than the average because average can be swung significantly if there is a large number of very inexpensive or very expensive homes that have sold. So average usually swings a lot harder than the median sales price. Median sales price is a little bit more predictable usually. There can be exceptions to that. All right, well, let's dive in to these Hillsborough County numbers. Total number of closed sales was 1,054, which was down 13.7% compared to December 2022. Total number of cash sales was down 8.8% to 259. So that's roughly about 25%, which is usually where that hangs out. Median sales price was up 7.5% to $430,000. That is about what it has been holding at for the last 6 months. And I'll cover those numbers here shortly. Average sales price was up 13.7% to $563,000, $547. Median percent of original list price actually ticked up a little bit compared to last year. It's up at 0.8% to 96.3%. Median time to contract is a little longer than the brothers and sisters on the Pinellas side of the bay. Ticked up to 31 days, which was an increase of 3.3%. Total number of new listings was down 7.5% to 974, and total active inventory was down 7.1% from 3,222 homes in December 2022 to 2,994 homes in December 2023. Short sales and foreclosures are still pretty low, not really having a major impact on the market. There was a total of 9 foreclosures and bank-owned sales in December 2023. In short sales, there was a total of 1. So again, not really having a major impact. So name of the game with Hillsborough County has basically been holding relatively steady and maintaining for the last 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So, we've kind of been bouncing around this 430 to 440 mark. We did tick down to 425 in November. October was 429. September was 425. August was 445. July was 430. And we're back to 430 as of December. So, things price-wise and sales-wise have been slower, but not slow enough to really call it a buyer's market. We're not seeing that price slide. And this is in the face of pretty high interest rates, which I will touch on in the analysis in Act 3 of this, I guess you could say. Now, inventory has been kind of, going up and down. We are significantly higher for the number of homes sold compared to 2020, 2021, 2022. We've effectively tripled the number of homes for sale in Hillsborough County. Now, you probably ask yourself, well, why doesn't that immediately lead to prices coming down significantly? I will touch on that again in the third section here. Compared to last year, we are down. So there were actually a lot more homes for sale last year in the wintertime than there is this year. So for example, December 2022, there was 3,200 homes. So like October, November, we had like 3,900 homes, 3,800 homes for sale. And we've retracted, we dropped all the way down to 2,200 homes for sale in April. And then we've been building up slowly. And now we're back up to 2,994 homes for sale. Now, I do like to touch on the different price points because $1 million home does sell in a little bit different time frame than a $400,000 home. Most of the parts of the process are the same, to be honest. The main thing is the buyer pool for $1 million house is smaller than a $400,000 house, just not as many people looking to buy $1 million home. So for total number of closed sales by price, 150 to 200,000, there was 40% fewer homes sold, total of 15. 200 to 250,000 was down 27.5% to 37. 250 to 300 was down 48.6% to 54. 300 to 400,000 was down 29.1% to 290. 400 to 600,000, we actually sold a few more than last year. It's up 4.3%, 387. And 600 to 1 million was down 11.3% to 173. And $1 million or more was up 66.7% to 85. That is a significant number. Median time to contract is effectively being around, mid-20s to, 33 days. So, for example, 150 to 200,000 is at 24 days. 300 to 400,000 is at 32 days. 400 to 600 is at 33 days. 600 to a million is at 33, and $1 million or more is at 27, which is a little bit unique. That's actually shorter than the 600 to a million mark. And that is 47.1% quicker than the year previous, when it was hanging out at around 50 days for $1 million houses. Total number of new listings, there's basically under 400,000. There's fewer houses going up for sale. 250 to 300,000 was down 47.7% to 46. 300 to 400,000 was down 17.5% to 279. 400 to 600 held pretty steady at 1.6%, total of 374. 600 to a million was up 13.3% to 162, and $1 million or more was up 6.3% to 68. And total active inventory was basically down across the board. So basically fewer houses available for sale at the end of December 2023 when compared to 2022, which should not be surprising because we had like 1,000 more homes for sale in December 2022. And honestly, there's not too much interesting on here. I mean, 250 to 300,000, there was 30.8% fewer homes at 110. 400 to 600 held steady at 1,175 homes, and 600 to a million also held steady at 550. So those are the Hillsborough County numbers. So overall here, what does it look like is going on? Well, I've been building this theory for the last, 6-7 months. And so far, everything is following along with kind of what I would expect. So 2024 does look like it's probably going to be a repeat of 2023. Here's my reasoning. 1, overall, we have fewer homes for sale in general in 2024 than we did in 2023. The number of buyers is down, but the number of new listings is also significantly down. So we're really not seeing this large mismatch where, we're not building 300 or 400 homes of inventory every month. And you really need that sort of mismatch to where you really start to see price declines. That's also backed up by the time to contract numbers, which are hanging around in 20 to 30 days. That is very much seller's market territory. If I had went to somebody in 2018 and told them, hey, time to contract is 20 to 30 days, everyone is going to think they're lucky stars, because as a homeowner, it makes selling a home relatively easy. We don't usually see a buyer's market until we get up to 45, 50, 60 days. And at the end of the day, the core problem is still one of supply. We cannot expect to see significant price reductions until inventory drastically outweighs demand. And there's a few reasons for that. Primarily, homeowners don't like selling homes for less money than last month. So the natural inclination is always to try to get a little more money than other stuff has sold for. The only time you start to see significant price slides is when everything is hanging on the market for a month. It is when everything is hanging around on the market for a couple months. At that point, sellers become willing to compromise. They sell for a little less, and then it the cycle starts repeating itself on that slide. If you had come to me in 2019, 2020 and said, hey Kyle, in 2023, interest rates are going to touch 8%. What do you think that's going to do to home prices? I would say it's going to be a catastrophe. Basically demand's going to crater, prices are going to slide significantly. It's going to be terrible. That's not what happened. What happened is we set new record sales prices. We set new record sales prices compared to 2022. And time to contract is down compared to 2022, and the market overall is stronger in 2023 than it was in 2022. So currently what we have, and I've kind of been touched on this for like almost a year now, we seem to have a bit of a teeter-totter kind of situation. So the level of buyers and sellers is so evenly matched that any sort of slight shift in either has an outsized effect on time to contract and prices. So currently the way the market is going is following like the year, meaning like wintertime and all that stuff. So in the winter, we usually have fewer people interested in buying, so demand drops. We start building inventory up and prices start to slide. Wintertime has been a very good time to buy for the last year, for the last 2 years in a row. Including this year. Like if you're thinking about buying right now, it is a phenomenal time. But we're only building like 50, 100, 200 homes every month. Like it is a slow build on inventory. It gets to the point to where prices start to slide a little bit, but it's not enough to cause like a cascade. Then what happens? Springtime rolls around. Buyers come back because they're looking to make, fresh lives, new improvements, all those things. And then they rapidly chew through the inventory that is built up. Things start to get pretty tight again, and then prices climb in the late spring and summertime. That's exactly what happened in 2023. 2024, the setup seems even stronger than 2023 just because of where our inventory numbers are. Just overall, there's fewer homes for sale now than there was in 2022. So that seems to be how things are shaping up. There's a lot of reasons why the number of new listings and supply is so low. New home starts are still, even after the Great Recession, the crash of 2008, the number of new home starts dropped by like 80%, and we have still only recovered to mid-1990s levels of new construction. So we have that deficit that we have built up over the years. And the secondary piece is just not as many people are selling houses, for a variety of reasons. Maybe they have it as an investment home. Maybe, they just have it at a very low interest rate. I saw something that 65% of homeowners have interest rates under 3% or 4%. So, for a lot of people, it's hard to make that decision to buy a house and, look at increasing the house payment up to like a 6% interest rate. And until we really start to see that mismatch, this is kind of going to be the case for a while, On the demand side, I would have thought that 8% would crush demand, but it did not. Like I said, we have set new record home prices. And with interest rates having come down into the sixes now, I would expect there to be, a pretty good amount of demand to come back here in the springtime. So that's basically what's going on in the Hillsborough County and Pinellas County real estate markets. It is a phenomenal time to buy currently. That's probably only going to be the case for a few more months, and then things are more than likely going to ramp up and prices are going to start increasing again. If you've been thinking about selling, it is still an extraordinary time to sell. Time to contract is definitely up, but it is still 100% a seller's market. If you would like help finding your own great place in Tampa Bay, I would love to help you out. My phone number is 727-300-2111, or there's a contact form below. You can go schedule a call at the time that works best for you. We can have a quick chat. I promise I'm not overly salesy. I try to keep things as conversational and as informational as possible. So once again, my name is Kyle Sasser. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.